History of England. England at the dawn of history. Archaeologists have discovered ancient burials containing ancient weapons and tools in the land where England is today, as well as the oldest known human skeleton found in the area near Piltdown in England. These findings indicate that England was formed in 6500 BC, and has been inhabited since the Stone Age. It should be noted that since ancient times it has been subjected to many invasions and wars. In 55 BC the Romans entered England, and took control of parts of it under the leadership of Julius Caesar, and were able to control it completely in the year 43 AD, and their rule of England lasted for about 400 years, during which they spread the Christian religion, and established roads linking cities together, and they met in the city of London, which made it the capital of England. After the fall of the Roman Empire, England was invaded by the Daunian tribe, but the English King Alfred, who ruled the Kingdom of Wessex in southern England during the period between 871 to 899 AD, was able to expel them from most of the country. At the beginning of the 11th century, England came under the rule of the Danish kings, but their rule was short-lived. In 1066 AD, Duke William of Normandy defeated the last Danish king, Harold II. England during the 11th and 18th centuries. Starting from the 11th century, the kings represented the supreme authority in the country above the authority of the nobles, hence the conflicts and struggles between the nobles and the kings. The nobles struggled with the kings for power, and were sometimes supported by the clergy and the bishop, and this struggle continued during the reign of King Henry II and King John, but it ended with the signing of the Magna Carta document, and this document provided for the guarantee of the rights of barons and church leaders. At the end of the 13th century, the English Parliament enjoyed an important position in decision-making, administering taxes approved by the King, the annexation of Wales to English power, and England under King Edward I became a scientific centre. As for the period between 1337 to 1453 AD, the Hundred Years' War broke out between England and France, and the Wars of the Roses broke out in the period between 1455 to 1485 AD between King Henry V and the nobles of York, and ended with the Wars of the Roses. King Henry's victory. At the beginning of the 16th century, King Henry VIII took over the rule of England, and during his reign Wales was united with England. Then Queen Catherine took over, who restored the Roman Catholic faith to be the official religion of the state of England. The state, and England during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I witnessed the establishment of the East India Company, and Britain's victory over Spain during the reign of the two kings James I and his son Charles I, and a conflict arose between power and Parliament, knowing that this conflict ended with the victory of Parliament, and power sharing with the king. It is worth noting that in 1707 AD, the Kingdom of Britain was formed through the union of the Kingdom of England and Wales with the Kingdom of Scotland. England in the 20th century. England witnessed many important historical events during the 20th century, and the following is a mention of the most important of these events: Britain's participation in the First World War, which broke out in 1914 AD. The end of World War I in 1918 AD, and Britain lost a large number of its soldiers. Keeping Northern Ireland under the rule of the United Kingdom, after agreeing to the establishment of the Irish Free State in 1921. Receiving the rule of Britain by a Labour government for the first time in the country's history, in 1924 AD. The United Kingdom declared war on Germany in 1939. Queen Elizabeth II came to power in the United Kingdom in 1953.